Well, a happy brisk Saturday to everyone out there. I'm standing in Hyde Park. Hello to everyone. And I want to take you on a little walking tour today down one of Sydney's old famous streets, College Street. Runs alongside the famous old Hyde Park in Sydney. And I want to show you 3 to 4 beautiful old historical buildings that have been magnificently preserved by the government and form as part of a great part of the country's modern history. So let's go and have a little walk, and I'll show you these fantastic historical buildings. This is Hyde Park, part of Hyde Park in Sydney, the southern side. Sydney's got some fantastic parks. Really has. You've got Hyde Park in the middle of the city, then you've got the Botanical Gardens. The Domain's fantastic. Then obviously, you've got all those beautiful parks around Barangaroo, Welsh Bay down around there. So really great to get out on a sunny winter's day, or sunny at the moment, and have a look at old Sydney town. So I'm just coming down the stairs, just about to walk out of old Hyde Park. God bless it. And bang, straight in front of us is the first building I want to show you. 3 guesses before I declare it. Is the old Sydney Grammar school building. Now, Sydney Grammar is one of Sydney's oldest famous schools. It was Sydney's first free grammar public school, they called it, affiliated with Sydney University, and up until this day is one of Sydney's, well, now very exclusive private schools. The building itself, this magnificent building, was completed in 1830. So that's about nearly 5 years off 200 years old. And look how well preserved it is. Absolutely gorgeous old building. So that's where the boys of Sydney Grammar go and get educated. I'll keep walking, but you can see just a beautiful old European style building that was built in 1830. And as modern Australia was growing and being populated after the original convicts that came out here in the 1770s, people needed to, well, the society was growing, and we needed to start all these institutions and great historical museums and everything. So there's the first one. Gives you a bit of an angle on it. That's Sydney Grammar School. Now the next building here, this beautiful old Gothic style building, is 3 guesses before I declare it. Is the Australian Museum building. Now, if you haven't been to the Australian Museum, you are dead set missing out, especially if you've lived in Sydney. If you haven't been inside here, it's disgraceful. Give yourself a dozen on the chin, because you will not see a better museum inside with the historical stuff they've got in there than this museum. I'd stack it up against any museum in the world. And the building itself was started in 1846 and it was completed in 1857. So it took them a while, over 11 years, to put it together, and hiccups here and there, of course. You can see, only if they built the buildings today like they did in the old days. I mean, have a look at the craftsmanship in these gorgeous old buildings. You know, they never date, do they? They're just beautiful, you know. And one thing I'll say about the city of Sydney is we preserve these buildings incredibly well. They're just, you know, you could eat your lunch off the bricks on that. Really grand, beautiful old historical building. So that's the Australian Museum building, and please everyone, take heed of what I'm saying. Bring the kids and get in here and spend a day in here, and you'll see some wonderful, great historical stuff. Yeah, so it's Saturday in Sydney, and you can see people coming and going there, so it's very busy and very popular. This is on the corner of William Street and College Street. So what I'll do now, I'll give just on another angle there. There's the two beautiful buildings there on College. So I'll just pause because I'm going to walk down a bit further and then come to our next great building. Oh, here we go, gang. We've struck gold. I'm back. Can you hear those bells? 3 guesses, this building. Yes, the magnificent St. Mary's Cathedral. And we've just come at the right time where the bells are going. And that's an art in itself, being a bell toller. It's actually a craft that you've got to learn. I spoke to a gentleman one day, and I picked him up driving Uber, and he jumped in the car, and I said, "Oh, you're going to St. Mary's Cathedral?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, that's where you're going to mass, mate." He said, "Oh, no." He said, "I'm not really religious, Paul, but I'm one of the bell tollers." I said, "Oh, you're kidding me?" He said, "Yeah." No, he said, I've learned how to do all of the bells. So it's a specialised craft, doing the bell tolling. And this magnificent church, Catholic church, as I was saying before, as Sydney was growing and developing, especially with in this particular building, with being a Catholic church, a lot of Catholic, there was quite a few Catholics that were convicts that were being transported out in the 1770s to the colony, and this building started to be built in 1866. So as the modern Australia was being developed and the free settlers were coming, there was obviously, you know, needed to be all these established institutions, because the population was growing so quickly with the free settlers coming to Australia, to modern Australia. So this gorgeous church started to be built in 1866, and basically the main part of it got completed. It was a fair run around about 1900, and I think the full completion was around about 1912. So it was designed, again, it's got a Gothic design on it, as most churches do have. And again, situated right across the road from the northern part of Hyde Park, which goes up into Macquarie Street. So I'll just walk around the side of the church. So there's the front, doing some work there, as you can see, with the signage there. Very big, very big church. These bells are getting louder as I'm walking up towards the tower there. And again, you can just appreciate the craftsmanship. And when this was being built. geez, we really have to pay homage to our you know, the early convicts, and of course the settlers, free settlers that started to come to Australia, and of course our Indigenous people that were also involved in, you know, working and building these great buildings to establish modern Australia. I won't talk much because the bells are tolling and you probably can't hear me anyway, so I'll just keep walking. There's a big service going on here at the moment. It's fairly busy. Yeah. Magnificent old building. I just want to get across the road to give you the greater view, the grander view on the side aspect of the church, show you how big it is. So I'll just run across the road. Don't want to get run over. If I do get run over, at least there'll be a church across the road. I can have a funeral there straight away. I wasn't Christian Catholic, but I'm sure they'll take me. Have a look at that. What? Please let me know if you've seen any church building. And there's some absolute crackers around the world, I know. But by Jesus, this goes into the lineup with them. This goes into the barriers with the best in the world, in my opinion. Beautiful Gothic style, and it's been some very, very big funerals there over the years. One dear to my heart was I went to school with the back in the 70s. 4 of the boys lost their lives in the Luna Park fire. Back in the 79, I think it was. We were in my year at school, and I can remember the funeral we had here, and love goes out and God's blessings to those kids' families. I won't mention any names, but it was a big part of my history, and all my mates that I went to school with will never forget that. We were in year 8 at Waverley College, and when this tragedy happened, and I was actually playing football with 2 of the boys that day down at our football fields were down at Queen's Park, just down from Waverley in Sydney, and they went to 4 or 5 of them went to Luna Park that night, and 4 didn't come back. So God's blessings to those champion boys and their families. Yeah. But I can remember the funeral we had here, and it was absolutely, there would have been 4,000 or 5,000 people. Yeah, so that's St Mary's Cathedral. So I'll pause it now, and I will walk down to our last building, and let's have a look at that. Okay, 3 guesses where I am now, gang. 3 guesses where I am now before I reveal where I am now. I'm walking down Art Gallery Road. 3 guesses where I'm going to. We're going to be hitting the New South Wales Art Gallery very shortly, but have a look at this for a strip of road. That's the Domain. So I was talking before about Sydney's parklands. It is on steroids, Sydney's parklands. Everywhere you go, there's beautifully kept parks. You can see here all these grand old trees. And that's the Sydney Domain there, and that houses some of Sydney's great festivals and events and Christmas carols every year and open air concerts. A truly brilliant, magnificent venue, open air venue, which the people of Sydney attend on many occasions during the year. Yeah, full credit to the Sydney City Council. They do an incredible job with these parks, I swear to God. Have a look at this. I keep on saying it, you know, boring everyone to tears, but geez guys, if you're having a stressful day or an off day, you're not feeling well, you know, world's got you down, the kids are driving you mad, you want to murder your husband or your wife, get out and have a walk around Sydney for an hour. Whether it's down Circular Quay through, you know, around Barangaroo, Welsh Bay, come through the Botanical Gardens and walk up here. Just, your blood pressure just goes, oh. Thank you. It just gives you so much gratitude, you know, and revitalises you. It revitalises your energy. I'm just going to walk across the road. Makes you feel good. It makes you feel good about the world again. There's so much happening in the world at the moment. I can't keep up with it. Honest to God. Anyway, sometimes we just got to leave it to God. Sometimes we just got to go, big fella upstairs, it's all yours. I can't deal with it anymore. We're all going into overwhelm. But have a look at this. This is the New South Wales Art Gallery. Again, have a look at the building. 1871 it was started. They didn't like the original architect, or not the architect, but the design. And Governor Vernon, a gentleman by the name of Vernon, who was an architect himself at the time, said, guess what? You're sacked, I'm taking over. And he actually designed this building, the governor, and he started on it around about the mid-1700s, 1770s, sorry. Yeah. Fully completed around about, you know, with all the wings and additions and everything, around about 1900. And I'll just cross the road again to give you a broader outlook on it. Yeah, it truly is a magnificent building. And listen, what I'll try and do as well, I'll put it on pause, but I'll which I can go in, but I'll go in and we'll do a couple of minutes inside there just to show you some of the galleries in there, and the paintings are incredible. The old artwork, and so that's the New South Wales Art Gallery building. Just makes you feel good, doesn't it, looking at it? They've got the Archibald there at the moment, so it's very, very busy. There was an addition done to it a number of years back, so modern addition. So I won't go down, but you can see there in the distance the modern addition. So yeah, come in here. We've got beautiful restaurants and cafes, or if you want to sit outside, there's lovely, I'll just walk over here and show you. Outdoor dining in the Domain, the park over there. A couple of lovely restaurants and cafes where you can have a coffee or you can have a lunch, whatever you want to do. So lovely facilities over there. And this flows, before I go inside, this flows right down into this road, Art Gallery Road flows down into the Botanical Gardens. So it's one of the world's best strips of a major city. I'd say definitely in my top 10 of my travels, this strip. You know, Macquarie Street, College Street, where I'm showing you today, the magnificent buildings housing the beautiful museums, art galleries and what have you, and the grand parklands we have. So I'll just quickly go down here. I'll put it on pause then, and don't want to bore the hell out of you, and we'll go into the gallery. If for some reason I can't get in, I bid you all farewell, but I'll try and get us in. But over there, over the expressway, we're just going over the expressway right down. You can't see it, but it leads down into Sydney's walk through the Botanical Gardens, right down to the harbour. You walk around the harbour and you come straight to the Opera House. So how's that? How's that for a morning's or an afternoon out for 3 or 4 hours? You wouldn't get a better walk in the world than that. So just keep on walking a little bit further. Yeah, there you go. There's the entrance, or one of the entrances to the Botanical Gardens. So it's incredibly designed and incredibly maintained city, Sydney. Look, everyone's happy. You look at people walking around, everyone's just happy. Everyone's just happy. So look, I better show you, because then I'll put it on pause and I'll try and get into the art gallery for a couple of minutes. So just bear with me. I'll just walk down here and you'll see the start of the Botanical Gardens through these gates. You've got the Museum of Contemporary Music down the bottom there, which is a beautiful old building. So there you go. You walk through here and you make your way down through the Sydney's famous Botanical Gardens. These paths wind, all roads lead to Rome. So you can take different paths, but they all lead down to the harbour. And then make your way around to the beautiful Opera House. Okay, I'll just try and give you a clearer view here. Yeah. So anyway, it winds right down. This is only a very brief section of it. So, yep. All right, I'll just put it on pause, and then hopefully we'll be inside the art gallery. Okay, I'll just speak very lowly. We're now inside the art gallery. It really is a beautiful building. Have a look at it. Oh, it's just a privilege walking inside this place. Gorgeous dome ceilings. Look at those ceilings and glass. Oh, the amount of time and workmanship. No wonder it took them 5, 10 years, 15 years to build these buildings. Look at the workmanship in that. This is just the front. This is the foyer. This is the hall. This is the hallway. This is the hallway, and you walk into Mum's. Have a look at it. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's move further. I'll only spend a couple of minutes. Then I'll walk you through a couple of the wings, the gallery wings. Takes you away. If you want to get back into the present moment, they say human beings are happiest living in the present moment. Well, get out and walk around Sydney and come into these great landmark buildings and museums and galleries. Okay, let's walk in this first wing here, and I'll just have a quick walk around, show you some of these great old paintings. A lot of portraits. A lot of portraits. This is one of my favourite wings of the museum. Some absolutely glorious art in this wing here. Grand paintings. I won't give you the history on them because it'll just take too long, so I just want to show you a couple of them. I'll pause now and go into some of my other favourite sections. I always come and have a look at these 4 or 5, I think, yeah, 4 or 5 great paintings that really take my fancy. Venice, St. Mark's Square, beautiful, grand old painting. Shipwreck. Painting of Venice. Really lovely. I love this one. This is the Queen of Sheba's visit to King Solomon, painted in 1890. Very big painting. I'll just go back and show you. Very big. Takes up half the wall. Have a look at that for a bit of artwork. This magnificent painting is called The Defence of Rorke's Drift in 1879, and it's about the Anglo-Zulu wars in the day, and it was painted in late 1800s. So there's just a few of my favourite paintings when I come in and I have a look. I see something different every time I come in here and have a look. But I just appreciate the skill and the craftsmanship and the creativity of these great artists over 500, 600, 700 years. So that just gives you a little look inside the gallery. I'll just put it on pause, go out the front, and we'll say goodbye. Okay, back out the front. Time for this old stager to sign off. I'll go over and have a coffee, and I feel so relaxed after doing that lovely walk. I hope you can all appreciate the great history of these buildings, of our great city. And people, get out and walk. Get out and walk around this great city. Got some of the best places in the world, best parks in the world, best museums in the world, best harbour in the world. Absolutely glorious it is. So I hope you got something out of that, and I bid you farewell till next time. Cheers.